a screenshot of what it looked like before, but like right now, GS is on the top of the parcel, and then there's nothing underneath it. It showed when it sold it, it showed 20 gold shields, and then underneath it, it said 400 nothing. And I think that it didn't split it because there wasn't
names
like
in
that.
there. Yeah.
There wasn't. There wasn't a place to put it.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right. Okay. All right. That makes sense. All right, so let's go ahead and let's kind of get rid of all this stuff on here. All right. So that was pretty fun for our first little combat using Fantasy Grounds. That was pretty cool. Went pretty smooth.
I love it.
Okay, so
Nice.
what do you guys think? You have this this stairwell down below you, descending down into darkness. You know, you can hear the water droplets starting to drip, and you can see that there's quite a bit of moisture going down into this this corridor that's this stairwell that's going deeper into the earth. But down towards, I'd say probably about 20 feet down, you can actually see that the stairwell kind of takes a turn to, you know, to the right, and you can start to see some light coming from that area. So there's something definitely as you go down into the, you know, if you go down into the stairwell, you can see that there is light down towards the end. So it doesn't look like it doesn't look like you're going to have to get another torch out. You know, and there's
So this hole looks bare and moist. Is what you're saying?
yes.
All right.
You know,
Just
yes.
want to be clear on that.
Not to the point to where you're going to need checks or anything like that, though.
Let go over your head.
No, I'm just, yeah. No, but yes, I let it go over my head. I didn't touch it.
Okay.
I figured we had enough fun at the end of that last encounter. That's why I didn't say anything.
All right, on.
All right, so what say all of you? What would you like to do?
I'd like to maybe start creeping down that staircase.
Me also. I'm going also. Try to move silently.
I want to check this whole room first. What
Yeah.
about these braziers? And this was the altar right there?
Yeah, the altar's got my interest. I'd like to check that out. The cloth. Yeah.
Okay. The altar definitely has a lot of religious iconage on it. Now, I'm not going to let you do a check, Vey, because you know this is of your deity. I mean, it is quite apparent. It is of your deity. Now, everyone else up there still that's looking at this altar, you can give me a notice check, and if you don't have notice, just do an unskilled check. Yeah, Lynx, you remember from what you were told from the Lorekeeper. This is exactly what was talked about. Meaning Hela,
Okay.
you know, the goddess of death.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hello.
Would I know this temple? Would I know or think that or guess that it might be possible that if we continue descending in here, we're going to come across an undead warrior or priest or possibly a leech?
Possibly. You're not too sure to what extent. Meaning, you know, you're starting to put two and two together also.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, Yeah, there's something definitely fishy going on here. From your standpoint.
Right, of course. I do want to mention to the party as I'm looking around and noticing where we are, and them mentioning that they're going to take me to someplace evil. I do like my new companions, and I'd like for them to stay alive as long as possible, so I mentioned to them that if we get into trouble, it is very important that you do exactly as I say, or you may die.
Given what we know about this place and what we just saw, I can't argue with that.
I don't argue.
And the party doesn't even know why they might die, but
Mistress
Uh-oh.
Justicar,
Dragon Girl, thank
we
you
have
very
known
much
each
for
other
the
a
follow,
long time
Dragon
now,
Girl.
and though we may be different, I am loyal to you.
Oh my goodness. Thank you again, Dyron17. Thank you very much, Dyron. Thank
to
you.
our advantage later.
So as you guys are searching around the room, you really don't you don't see anything else. Just, you know,
Okay.
imagery of Hela, you know, some half-painted murals on the, you know, on the walls. Looks like they haven't been touched for years and years. Not even half. I'm talking like faded murals of Hela.
What are these murals of?
You know, there's several.
Symbols and stuff?
No, it's of Hela, basically at the gates. You know, welcoming souls into
Oh, okay.
into you know, her domain. There's also a scene where she's pushing someone away, and it looks like, you know, this person was probably trying to get in. Then there's also you know, several that were trying to get out. Looks like they were trying to come out, you know, and then but yet they're being forced kind of back in. All kinds of different, you know, just, you know, accepting, holding these souls inside, and also turning away these souls. Just like, as you know, the legends of her.
I love it.
Well, I'll follow my comrades, Tramadol and Fulgen, down the stairway.
All right.
You said it goes down and then it turns off to the right.
It does, and at the, you know, where it turns right, you can, you know, you can see the beams of light coming around, and you know, you can see that it is another, you know, fabricated light source, like from fire or something like that. What's up, Dragon Girl? We're playing Savage Worlds, playing
Go down and
Hellfrost.
kind of peek around the corner and see if, you know, anything obvious to see.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to go stealthy.
It is
now.
It is a Savage Worlds fantasy setting.
Rogue
Very
corner.
good, very good fantasy setting. A lot of lore. I love it. All right, so whoever is going to sneak around the corner, as you kind of peer around the corner, you can see that you know, there is one more flight of stairs that is going down into another large room, but probably this room is not as large as the first room that you descended down into. It's not as long. I mean, it just doesn't, the length of the room isn't as deep, but you know, you do see several figures in there too as you kind of glance around. Probably a couple more orcs, and you see a couple other figures in there also. This is an open room.
Okay. Well, I'll come back up and let anybody who didn't follow kind of let them know what I saw. We saw some looks to be some more orcs up ahead.
And they're all basically conjecting with one another. So you could possibly get a surprise round in if you guys are quick enough to get in there. You probably could take them by surprise. And it's kind of surprising that they didn't hear you fighting up above. But I mean, it's a really dense place. I mean, it's really thick and dense in here, so fighting is probably muted. Probably halfway down the hallway. Rod Kilgore, this is Fantasy Grounds.
Well, do you guys want to rush him?
Thank you, Obme PC.
Let's pounce them.
Okay.
Let's grab them.
Fight. I will protect you.
I think that's what we're gonna do.
As stealthily as possible.
Okay. So as you guys start to all gang up around the corner, and everybody's like, "All right, 1, 2," and everybody rushes around the corner and charges in. Well, as you guys all charge in, you can see that there are 2 large stone statues that are dominating the very far end as you're charging in. Two large statues. Now, you can also see that some light is being glinted off of the red eyes of these statues as well. And as you guys are charging in, you hear, "What is the meaning of this?" And there was an orc that was down on one knee that stands up, and this orc is about 1.5 feet taller than the other 2 orcs that are accompanying him. Now, the orcs that are accompanying him are the same size of orc that you just encountered in the other room. But this orc, highly decorated with lots of bone trinkets all over his armor, very deep, gruffy voice, "What's the meaning of this?" And there's also another human by one of these statues that also says, speaking in trade tongue. We were not expecting anyone else. So there is also a human down here in robes. So we will go ahead and switch you guys over not switch you guys over, I'll just go ahead and share it. Now, as I share this map, you guys can see that there are the 2 statues in the very northern side of the room. There is also the orcs and this human that I am going to allow you to see now. Okay. So let's roll some. What I need to do first is, seeing that you guys are going to have, I'm going to put them on hold. So what I'm going to do is put all of these guys on hold, and I'm going to let them have a spirit roll. I think is it spirit or is it agility for surprise?
No, it's spirit.
Is it spirit? Okay.
Yeah, strangely enough.
Okay. So I'm going to do spirit rolls for each one of these guys. If how surprise round works in Savage Worlds is, if you anybody that's surprised, they at least get to do a spirit roll. And if their spirit roll is successful, then they get to go in the surprise round with everybody else. So let's do the orc. Let's do his spirit roll, shall we? Oh, look at that! Wild die, wild die. Oh boy, he gets to go. He gets to act. This is the first wild die that you've actually faced too, Vey and Lynx. So wild card with the wild die, yes. So he's ready to go. So I will take him off of hold. All right, orc, orc number 1. Let's get his spirit roll. He also made his. I'll take him off. And the next one, he is still on hold. And the last, the human, I will do his spirit roll, which he is successful as well. So it was a valiant try. You got one of them off guard. So let's go ahead and deal cards. All right. So Orc 2 is going to be on hold. Now, why did I not get a card for the other guys? So let me deal a card. Oh, because that's right, because you have to deal a card manually. That's right. All right. My bad. All right. Okay. Oh, wow. So the Orc Chieftain gets to go first. Now, the Orc Chieftain, this guy is, here it is right here. There's a tracker. Now, the Orc Chieftain is highly decorated. Like I said, a lot of bone trinkets hanging off of him, all kinds of pieces of cloth decorating him. But he is in plate mail. He has a plate chest piece, pretty much. He also has a great axe. Now, the other orcs, they're pretty much using leather and short swords. This human gentleman here, this guy, looks like he has a dagger that is attached to his hip, on sort of like a piece of rope tied around him, and he also has robes on, and that's about all that he has.
Just one quick question.
Sure.
He's the only one that I could identify as someone with Hela, or do I recognize that or not?
I will let you do a notice roll.
Okay, I'll wait for my turn.
Yeah,
Leo did just kind of rush in.
You did rush in,
I
so
haven't really seen everything yet. Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you do it on your turn for sure. So.
I just want to react appropriately.
Yep. So the orc, this huge orc guy up here, he basically is just. He moves up a couple and he pretty much holds the line, and he tells the other orcs, he says, "Come up, brothers! We will form the line here." Thank you very much, Woodchuck. Now, next is, let's see. Oops. We got to go back
Yeah,
up
it
to the
started
top.
on Zombie 1.
All right, Orc number 1's turn now, which is up top. He's going to move up. They're basically forming a line right here. Next is the Acolyte. The Acolyte moves over, and the Acolyte begins to chant and begins to cast. Now the Acolyte, you can tell that the same type of magical keywords, all of the basically the gestures are all of your faith, and you can tell that right off the bat. Just to curve. So
They all are?
the Acolyte, all of the gestures, the hand
just the
movement, all of the somatics part of
Okay.
you saying like a small prayer to Hela, and he unleashes an orb, and this orb is going to go on. Actually, the orb is going to go to your zombie number 1. And let me do a faith roll really quick. He is casting his Orb of Helena, which is barely successful. So it's successful as long as I don't roll a 1, correct? Or do I have to at least have I have to hit the target number, correct? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So basically,
If he rolls a 1,
the
then he
spell
has
just
to-
kind of fizzles out. Then I would imagine, right?
Right, if it doesn't hit 4.
Okay. So yeah, he's still taken back by being almost surprised, because he was basically looking at these statues and conversing with the orc, and basically you startled him. He tried to get his spell off, just didn't happen. So we're going to next is Lynx.
Well, one question then. Is this a targeted spell? Because the zombie has a parry of 2, I believe. Did it...
It is
a...
it's not going against parry. It was bolt.
Well, it depends if it's... Oh, is it bolt?
Yeah, it was bolt.
Yeah, it does go against parry.
Bolt's DC 4, isn't it? Magic's DC 4,
I was
right?
rolling... My bolt was attacking their parries when we were doing that combat back there.
Yeah. Let me... I don't think bolt attacks is just a DC of 4. Hold on. Yeah, you're not attacking parry. It's just it's a DC 4. Yeah, damage. It's like just like a ranged weapon. It'd be a DC 4 to be successful.
Right, that's what I would think too. Right.
As long as you don't roll a DC 1, then you'd be shaken. But if you critical fail 1 and 1 on the wild eye, then you'd be fatigued and shaken.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Right, well,
it's just a DC 4. Yeah.
Both Fulgen using his whatever was a bolt, and mine using a bolt. When we drag it over to the thing, it says it was attacking the parry, and we were both using bolt.
I don't know why it would be attacking parry.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. So I thought maybe I was incorrect about how bolt worked then.
Yeah, it does show it. It shows my faith roll at 15, and then it shows orc parry 5, and I raised, and then it showed my damage.
Oh, now here's one that I used my life leech, and it hit target 4. That's weird. Why does it do it sometimes and not others?
Maybe you guys are holding down the Alt button.
Maybe.
Because
yeah.
if you're holding down the Alt button, it does say versus parry when you drop it. But I mean, the chances of that would probably be pretty slim.
Okay, well I'll try to notice it next time it happens then. So if that's the case, then yeah, it is a target 4, so it would not hit the zombie.
Yeah, because this is as an action using powers. As an action, top left of page 103. A character may use a single power by declaring the power he's using, spending the desired number of power points, and making an arcane skill roll. If the roll is failed, there's no effect, but the power points are lost. If successful, consult a particular power to determine the result.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. There's going to be some bolts flying around in this fight, I'm sure.
Yeah, there is.
Right.
Yeah, there are definitely going to be some bolts. So, yeah, but he basically fizzles out. So he just flubs out a little half-formed orb and just kind of looks down and says, "Oops." All right, so that's it for the acolyte. Lynx, you're moving up. We can get some
engaging Orc 1.
We can get some Hela gangbang bonuses going on in this fight too. Yeah, man.
Oh my.
Yeah, that orc that's to your left, he's pretty big, man. He's definitely intimidating, especially with that plate mail armor that he's wearing. All right, so you thrust forward with your attack, Lynx, missing as the orc just kind of snuffles, and he has one broken tusk, and he says, "Piddly elf, I'm about to send you to your maker." Fulgen, you're up now. You can also see that there's some doors in here too. A door to the right, door to the left, and a double door straight ahead. Fulgen, you get a gang up bonus of +1 on the orc if you choose to attack.
Yeah. I'm encumbered anyway. But
Are you going to cast, or are you going to take advantage
I'm
of the
gonna cast.
+1? All right, so there you go. Cast away. That's a hit. Very nice. Yeah, it says versus parry.
Attack parry.
Oh well, it would because he's right next to him anyway. So that would be a that would anything ranged would be against
Oh, I
parry.
wonder if that's the case then. That's what happened earlier.
Probably. Could be. Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
see.
'cause I was right up on him.
6 doesn't get the 8 threshold, so you guys need to take these things down quick. So that's it for you. Nothing. This guy is unaffected, unharmed, applied. Zombie 2. You need those zombies to be clutch.
Alright. I noticed that I told the zombies to head towards the orc chieftain, so he's going to go and get right in his face. Zombie 2.
As in
I
there,
guess on
or
his
as in
turn.
there?
Yeah,
And what's
there.
his movement? Is it 4?
Yeah, it's 6.
Is it 6? Okay, good.
Let me pull it up.
Alright.
Make sure.
His movement's 4. Pace is a 4. 1, 2, 3. It still would.
Okay,
He would
4.
have had plenty of room anyway. So.
Okay. I guess I'll let him go ahead and make his
Jesus.
attack.
Okay. Target the orc chieftain and attack away. Unbelievable. Wow, this guy's got a D12 fucking fighting, man.
As expected. Alright. Oh, my turn. Having fully realized who the acolyte is.
Yeah, definitely
And
a
give
worshipper of your deity.
Right, I'll need to mention that the Priest of Hela have titles, and they will take on a title. And mine is the Black Queen. Alright, so for my free action, I don't want to take my action, I want to see how this works out, but I say, stop this madness, and looking directly at the acolyte, hopefully having his attention, I announce myself as the Black Queen. We are here to investigate what's happening.
I love it.
The Black Queen, he looks at you and sees how you are. I mean, how are you presenting yourself as well? I mean, what are you wearing?
Oh, well, I'm wearing a cloak made of black feathers and a black headdress. That's kind of, I would say kind of like a crown, but it's black.
Okay.
I'm holding up both my arms. They're both free at the moment.
This acolyte, his eyes get large, and he says, "What is the you are not the Black Queen. The Black Queen is," and then he turns, and it looks like he's fixing to run through the double door. I mean, he can't run right now because it's not his turn.
Alright, it's not a turn.
But yeah, you've definitely gotten his attention, and as you're looking out into the room, both of these statues are of Hela. Not the same identical statue, but I'll explain them later on as as we continue on here, or if you do any kind of notice check. But you can definitely tell that those are two statues, one on each side of Hela, but they're not the same statue. And as the acolyte, he says, "What is the meaning of this?" And he turns and the orc says, "You better not run." And it looks like he's fixing to run.
Alright,
the acolyte.
That's my action, Dave. I'll spend my action now.
Mickey, thank you very
I
much
just
for the
tell
follow,
him-
Mickey. Thank you.
As he looks like he's about to run, I tell him, "Halt, and come to me. I will do you no harm."
Yeah,
That's my action.
okay. He's pretty much turned. You could you do that as a free action. I mean, if you still want to attack, you can do that as well. If you want to
At
attack
this
the
point, I
orc,
don't really want to attack anything. I'm going
Okay.
to tell the other zombie to go up next to his brother.